Hello.
What's your name?
Macara Danielle. I'm a yoga teacher and I'm also an aerial performer.
How did you get started with yoga and aerial yoga?
So getting started with yoga, real story, the Wii Fit. I would always do the little yoga stuff on there, and honestly it brought me a sense of peace. They also had this meditation game where you focus on a candle and just focus on your breath. And that did a lot for me as a child, real talk. Like I was probably like 7. So with aerial, there's different styles. So there's aerial hammock, there's aerial silks, there's pole, and then there's aerial hoop, which is also called a lira. I started in pole, but that was probably my strongest thing to see myself grow in. I think I look the best with pole. Hammock is what I teach the most because it's aerial yoga based, so it's very versatile. So I can do restorative aerial yoga all the way to me doing tricks, flips, and drops. And then lira is like my hybrid between the two. Like, you still need the strength of pole, but the grace that I have in my silks, I have on my lira. Yoga has deeper roots just because of how it was placed in my childhood. When it came to aerial yoga, I was just noticing more strength, noticing more grace, noticing more beauty, then also noticing that I was growing. I was like, okay. Favorite yoga pose? I love dancer pose in the hammock. Also for yoga, I love child's pose.
How do you balance your everyday practice with life?
When I'm consistently hitting 10,000 steps, maybe not even doing an hour of yoga, but even just 15 minutes of intentional stretching, focusing on my breath, or making it to the studio like 3 times a week to do aerial, I just get better. I see myself progress, and that progression is worth it to me. The mindfulness on the mat just translates to mindfulness off the mat. So like now in every situation, I feel like I'm super aware of how I'm feeling and even how others are feeling based upon the exercises that I do within myself. I feel like the seriousness of yoga should like actually be like disbanded from the culture. Once you learn more about yoga philosophy, it seems to be such a freeing concept.
What advice would you give someone struggling to find inner peace or balance?
The foundation of being at peace is being at peace with yourself. So if you're like ignoring certain things with your life, like whether you're anxious, you're stressed, you're pushing things down deep, yoga's gonna force that to come up. In those hip opening stretches, like you'll see people crying, or certain memories will come up for them, things that they weren't even like thinking about, because like it literally forces you to get to the core of like what's not causing you to be at peace. Or just like, try something new. Like, I didn't think I would be this far with it. I didn't think I would still be doing this right now. It was helping me process in a time when I needed it, and I thought I was gonna use it for a season, get better, and be like, I'm never doing pole again. But once you see that consistency, I think that can bring a little bit of peace, at least that there's a purpose in how they're living their life. So that's just my opinion.